Njewe bakunda kunyita bujene anangwe. Bujene anangwe. Abandi banyita Eugene anangwe. Abavuga icyongereza. Abafaransa banyita Eugene anangwe. Nkora kuri RBA, ndi mu presenter, ndi umunyamakuru, kandi uyu munsi tugiye kuba turi kumwe hano nka MC cyangwa mushusha rugamba. Thank you very much. So I want us to bring our first speakers. Cyangwa tumve speaker wacu wa mbere ugiye kutubwira, and I want us to put our hands together to komera mashi kuri Luke Carlson, who is the Director of Client Service, Agri-Finance at Opportunity International. Tumukomera mashi menshi cyane. Rakoze cyane.
Is it on? Can you, is it working? Testing. There we go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. As the MC noted, my name is Luke Coulson. I am the Director of Client Services for the Agricultural Finance Program. I work with Opportunity International, and I'm based in Lilongwe, Malawi, which is a very small country, a bit further south from here. I would like to just give a vote of thanks for those who have come a long way. I know there are a lot of people who have traveled quite a distance to be with us today, and we really appreciate that you've taken time out of your busy schedules to be with us. I would like to acknowledge representatives from a number of stakeholders who have joined us today, and I think it's very important that we have these stakeholders with us as we discuss this project that we are launching in Rwanda. So I know we have representatives from the Ministry of Agriculture. We have several district government representatives from the various districts in the southern and western province where we plan to implement this project. We have representatives from our financial institution partners, being Owego, Klekame Joheza, Equity Bank, as well as Nkunga Finance. There are also representatives from a number of development partners, including CordAid, Bridge to Rwanda, as well as the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda. And I'd like to give special thanks to Jackson, who will be giving us a keynote address later in the program. We also have a representative from the Association of Rice Processors in Rwanda, as well as members from several cooperatives and also farmer support agents. So these are community members who we have been working with to deliver capacity building trainings with specifically Klekame Joheza to date. And we also have a number of clients who are also members of, or clients of our financial institution partners. This morning I'd just like to give a brief overview of who we are as Opportunity International, as well as who the donor is financing this project, Jersey Overseas Aid. We're very grateful for their support, as well as to give you a brief run through of the program today. So Opportunity International, we're an international development organization which was founded in 1971. Our mission is to facilitate the provision of financial solutions and training to empower people living in poverty to transform their lives, their children's lives, and their communities. Our organization has three core program areas, one being microbanking, the other one being education finance, and the third one being agricultural finance. So all of the work we do falls under one of those three core program areas. It's important to note that Opportunity International is not a bank. I know previously I've been involved in owning and operating financial institutions, but I would like everybody just to keep in mind that we are a development organization, and in this context, we are not a financial service provider ourselves. We support financial institutions to provide innovative financial solutions to empower people, create small businesses, and build vibrant communities. This specific project that we'll be implementing in Rwanda falls under the Agricultural Finance Program. Our program currently works in 7 countries in Africa. We work through financial institution partners to support profitability in agricultural value chains and increase productivity incomes for rural farming families. The ag finance model, our approach, is structured to bring scalable, high-impact loans and training to rural families living in poverty to build thriving rural communities. We accomplish this by building relationships with financial institutions to support the provision of tailored agricultural credit products and services to smallholders and agribusinesses, while providing technology-enabled training and services directly to the clients. We, as an organization, have a commitment to a long-term presence in the countries we work in, especially in Rwanda. We strongly believe in focusing our programming on needs-based assessments in each country that we work in. And we are very cognizant of the need to align our implementation with the objectives and policies of the government of Rwanda. As a program, we are targeting facilitating access to finance to 1 million smallholder farmers across Africa in those 7 countries over the next 3 years. This specific project, which is titled Inclusive Finance for Agricultural Value Chains in Rwanda, is being financed by Jersey Overseas Aid. They are a publicly funded relief and development agency, and they have supported Opportunity International to implement a similar project in Malawi, which Lydia will give us a brief overview about. Their mission is to translate the generosity, skills, and compassion of the people of Jersey into effective assistance for the world's most vulnerable people. The development agency was established in 1968 and has worked to alleviate the suffering of those afflicted by poverty, conflict, disease, and natural disasters across the globe. Currently, their development grant program currently focuses on 6 countries, 5 of those being in Africa, namely Ethiopia, Malawi, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, and Zambia. For those of you who don't know Jersey, it's an island located in the English Channel, so between England and France. It's a self-governing British Crown dependency. If you ever meet somebody from Germany, you should never mention that you think it's part of the UK. They're very proud that they are self-governing British Crown dependency. It's well known for a couple of things. One, it's a very important offshore financial center. So a lot of businesses are registered there. There's a lot of banking, a very large banking sector. They're also very famous for their Jersey dairy cow, which I believe you might have some of those in Rwanda. And those Jersey dairy cows originate from the island of Jersey. And we are very, very grateful for their support on this project. With regard to the program for the day, my colleague Lydia will give a brief overview of a similar project in Malawi. Rachel will give a project presentation to give you more details of what we're going to be doing. We have a couple of partner stories from both clients and a financial institution partner who we have been working with already. Not on this project specifically, but they will give some insights into the type of work we've been doing. We'll have a keynote address by Jackson from the Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda. Then we'll have some closing remarks and a vote of thanks. Before lunch, we're planning to have photos, so please don't run away before we all have some photos. And then in this afternoon, we're hoping to have a very engaged working group session to sort of discuss some of the challenges faced by the different actors in the agricultural value chains and to see if we can get some ideas on possible solutions. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Luke, for that statement or introductory statement. I think ibintu byinshi yavuze, including introduction ya Opportunity International, akazi bakora bafasha cyane different people to get access ku mafaranga cyangwa access to finance. Kandi yavuze ko ntabwo bari bank, ibyo tugomba kubimenya, but bafasha amabank cyangwa institutions zitandukanye zitanga amafaranga kugira ngo they have the capacity, bagire capacity nziza yo gufasha abandi bakeneye ayo mafaranga. Bari mu bihugu 7 muri Africa, kandi yavuze ko bafite commitment ivuga ko ibihugu bakoreramo nago bajya bavamo cyangwa nago bajya barekera aho ngaho gukorera aho ngaho. So yavuze ko bari hano mu Rwanda forever. Kuvuga ko tugomba kumuha n'izina ry'ikinyarwanda. All right, so let's appreciate Luke one more time. Let's tumkomera mashimenshi Luke. Thank you very much. Tuje kumva Lydia. Lydia ni Senior Programs Manager, Opportunity International muri UK. Bafite program imeze nyingi ije kuba hano mu Rwanda. So aje kuvuga magambo mache about it. Then we can be able to move on with the program. Tumukomera mashi. Let's appreciate her as she comes. Hey, like we did for Luke until she gets here. Come on, let's appreciate her again. Eh?
Good morning. Thank you so much. Let me just add my thank you to what Luke have just said. We are really, really delighted that you're here with us today to celebrate the work that we are going to do and to join hands with us for the 3-year journey that we are going to embark on also in Rwanda. But we thought, as Luke was saying, we've done similar program in Malawi, and so far we've been working with over 26,000 smallholder farmers and rural entrepreneurs, supporting them, linking them with our partner financial institutions, and then also providing them with access to finance, training, and other things. So I thought we can start that journey and share that journey that we had in Malawi with you, just to give you an insight into how the 3-year journey that all of us are going to take in the next 3 years is going to look like. And hopefully, it's going to be successful, because I know that every time I go to the field and hear the stories of the clients in Malawi, I can see how it means to them in terms of working with partner financial institutions like yourself, working with key stakeholders, government institutions, that together we can support these smallholder farmers. So I would just want to just share this inspiring story with you. But of course, that should not take away what Rachel is going to share with you. So once we hear from Malawi, Rachel will then tell you more about what the plans are for Rwanda here. So thank you all so much, and please enjoy the video.
Maraho. Maraho Neza. Oh, bonjour, tout le monde. Good morning. My name is Rachel. I'm from Opportunity International UK. I have the wonderful job of being the project manager for this project, Inclusive Finance for Agriculture Value Chains in Rwanda. I think we need a shorter name. As I said, I'm based in the UK, so I do all the boring stuff, and my team here in Rwanda do all the exciting training and working with our financial service partners. I am so pleased to see so many different groups represented here today, and really looking forward, the thing I'm looking forward to today is listening and learning from you. That's the major opportunity of today. I'm going to spend a few minutes taking you through what we're doing in this project, and then after that there should be an opportunity to ask 1 or 2 questions from me and from my team. This is where technology is going to fail me. Aha. So I think Luke said that Opportunity, this is not Opportunity's first project in Rwanda. Opportunity International UK has worked, I think, for at least a decade with farmers and other clients in Rwanda. Oh, have I gone too far? The important thing is that we've learnt from that decade. Isn't that seem to do on the right slide? You have it on a thing. Can you just stop it going around? So what we have taken those learnings and we've incorporated them into this project. I think some of the key things I'd like to go through now. The first thing is we worked with Glasgow University on a research study to look at our last project that we did with Owego Bank. We've worked with Owego Bank for many years. They have been a wonderful partner from Opportunity. Some of the things that came out of that academic study were that, firstly, we had a very successful relationship working with cooperatives. The cooperatives showed that it benefited clients by giving access to loans access to training and a route to improve livelihoods. But we needed to work beyond cooperatives, this was clear, so that we could reach poorer clients and clients who had no access to finance. So that's our first thing, is that we would like to work with cooperatives and with other farmer groups. The second thing that was highlighted by the research studies was that the impact of climate change was profound. I think 85% or something like that of the recipients said that they had been affected by weather variances in the last growing season, and 75%. So we need to incorporate our regenerative agriculture program into future work in Rwanda. The third thing that we learned is that we were not reaching our more vulnerable clients adequately, including women, youth, and people with disabilities. We partnered with CARE in our last project, and we're going to take the learnings from that and other work we do globally into this project to ensure that our work is accessible and inclusive. Final thing is that when we did a baseline study, working with Ejiheza clients, extend our training program. Only I think 14% of clients had had good agricultural practices or financial literacy training. Okay, so what will we do? We have all these learnings, years of learnings. So this is our next project that we're very excited about. Just a brief overview. We will be working in 12 districts in southern and western Rwanda. The project will last for 3 years, so it's already begun, and it will wrap up in June 2026. We will have that kind of video that we have from Malawi showing all our success. We have 4 wonderful FSP partners: Klekama Ejiheza, Owego Bank, Equity Bank, and Nkunga Finance. So we are thrilled to be partnering with them on this project, and as Luke has already explained, our donor is Jersey Overseas Aid. What do we want to achieve? Really, we want to aim to empower nearly 17,000 farmers in southern and western Rwanda by strengthening supply and demand for inclusive financial services being our primary objective. And we hope that that will, combined with training, build confidence and decision-making power, especially amongst more vulnerable groups such as women and youth and people living with disabilities. And that we hope that incomes will be improved through increasing productivity, access to market, and building resilience to shocks that may threaten to destroy livelihoods. If we're successful, which we think we will be, we will see 12,000 farmers obtaining loans for farming or agricultural enterprises, nearly 17,000 farmers accessing training in good agricultural practices, financial literacy, farming as a family business, regenerative agriculture, and more that our training experts in the room can talk to later. We want to work to strengthen 48 cooperatives of farmer groups through good governance training, which will be delivered to our FSP partners. We want to extend loans, partners to extend loans to 48 MSMEs in the value chain, so that we're not just working, we're looking at the value chain as a holistic entity rather than just focusing on farmers. Someone said yesterday that farmers are not. And as we've said, we want our project to be beneficial, to be inclusive. We're aiming to benefit 60% women, 18% youth, and 5% people living with disabilities. So, just a quick overview of how we're going to work, how we're going to implement our project. This is some of our team here. So the first kind of working area is to work with our financial service providers, who I explained are Equity Bank, Nkunga Finance, Owego Bank, and Klekama Ejiheza. We have quite a long-standing relationship with Owego, as I've explained, and Klekama have been a partner of our ag team for, I think, a couple of years now. We're welcoming our new relationship with Nkunga and a wider relationship with Equity. Our role will be to deliver technical assistance to these FSPs where they need it. And also, we will connect our network of what we call farmer support agents who deliver training to clients to our partner banks. So that will hopefully encourage lending. The FSP role is that they've agreed kindly to deliver good governance training to co-ops, to work to support this FSA, Farmer Support Agent Network, and to extend savings and credit to the target communities. Okay, the next kind of work area we have is more about the farmer support agents. So we will, by very shortly, I think we are nearly finished recruiting a network of 160 FSAs. I think some are in this room. If you're an FSA, put your hand up. Their job will be firstly to profile 24,000 farmers. This profiling will gather nuanced data that will give banks a more detailed picture of these clients we've found when we've used it globally, enabling them to tailor products and services more closely to clients. They will train 16,800 clients, and I think I've been through, there's various training programs. Materials are translated to local language and adapted for those with low literacy. So lots of participatory techniques, videos, pictures, and so on. We are obviously making sure that gender inclusivity are mainstreamed throughout the training, and that's an ongoing process for us. We have some strong curricula also aimed at building confidence for women in particular. Training quality is monitored through assessments, and we also make sure that our farmers receive data, current live data on market rates and weather. So as I've emphasised several times, inclusivity is such an important part of this project. We will work again where FSP partners identify a need for support. We have ability to give technical assistance in that area and to link people to local partners who can give technical assistance. We hope very much to build strong relationships with local disability associations. And again, we will make sure that inclusivity is mainstream throughout all our project activities. And finally, digitisation is very important. We have a dedicated team called the Opportunity Digital Innovation Group who work on all sorts of areas of digitisation. In the project, that 5,000 farmer groups benefit from having their ledgers and records digitised, which should build improve their operational efficiency and transparency with their banking partners. Okay, that was a lot of information. But if you have any questions for me, probably my team will be better at asking them, so I may hand over, but we'd love to welcome one or two questions if you have any.
Yeah, let's appreciate it. Yeah, wonderful presentation. I was enjoying it right there, and I was visualizing it in reality. So if you have any questions, just raise your hand up. Then we can give you a chance to Kabaza. If you want clarification, you also have a chance to do that. Mm-hmm.
Nobody has any questions for us?
Okay, so I'm going to try and summarize. Of course, nagonje kukora byose bafite office hano, bafite representatives hano who can help you. Shema is even here. He can raise his hand up for those who don't know Shema. Exactly. Ego hana details zose za ndani zili deep chani. Maybe you want to do it to summarize? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for that presentation. We honestly appreciate, and this is a great initiative, of course, impactful. I think the impact that is going to happen here will have a ripple effect on so many things. So let's appreciate her for that presentation. I want to do just a brief summary. Like I said, it won't be the full presentation, but just some of the key things that we've been able to see right there. So, a project ije kukorwa mu district 12 districts hano mu Rwanda. You'll be able to find the details of the districts, of course, and then ije kuwa until 2026. It will be makumyabiri na bitandatu 2026. New duration ye project. Muri iki gihe hari ibintu byinshi bashaka kugeraho. One of them is our farmers cyangwa abahinzi ibihumbi 12,000. 12,000. 12,000. No, 12,000 ibihumbi. Exactly, ibihumbi 12,000 bagiye kubona inguzanyo, training na access ku nguzanyo. Most of the time access kwa mafaranga bibe bibazo byinshi cyane. Bagusaba ingwate kandi icyo gihe ntago ifite, but bagiye kufasha ibihumbi 12,000 abahinzi ibihumbi 12,000 kubona izo loans. And then bagiye ku traininga cyangwa kuha skills farmers bagera kuri ibihumbi 16,800. 16,800. They're going to get training. Bagiye kubona training ibafasha gukora ubuhinzi bw'iki gihe cyangwa bugezeho. And then a cooperative 48. 48 is mirongine na mnane. Sibyo? Cooperatives bagiye kubona training ku bijyanye na kugira ngo bakore neza ibintu bya governance muri cooperatives zabo. Kubera kenshi abantu benshi batinya kujya mu cooperative kubera ibyo bibazo. Nago mufite structure cyangwa ibintu bimeze gutyo. And then bagiye kufasha na ku bintu bijyanye na inclusivity. Akenshi wasanga arabahinzi cyangwa abantu batandukanye batari included muri ibintu byo kubona umusaruro ku kazi bakora cyane cyane ubuhinzi. Abadamu, abajene, abantu bafite ubumuga, so iyo inclusivity bagiye ku supportinga cyane ku nzira zitandukanye. Then hari na digitization, ikoranabuhanga. Ibintu bigezeho uyu minsi tugiye kubona abahinzi kuri TikTok bamamaza. Yego. So hari n'ibindi byinshi bya digitization bijyanye na kumenya weather iteganya igihe. Akenshi mukurikira RBA tukababesha baravuze ngo imvura iraguye munsi nikuye. But bagiye kufasha ku bijyanye na digitization, uzaba umenya ko weather imeze gutya, iteganya igihe kimeze gutya, ni igihe cyo guhinga, ni igihe cyo gukora ibintu runaka n'ibiciro biri hanze bya ibintu usaruye ku sambu yawe. I hope I've done justice to that translation or summary. Nabikoze neza? Shama mugambira amashi. Yeah, thank you. So I think that's what I wanted to say. I left my program on the table, so I don't know who's coming next. I did not master that. Sorry? Yes, so turi muri session ya question and answer. Niba ufite akantu ushaka kubaza, maybe ushaka kumenya viduta ibintu mvuze cyangwa any question mu Cyongereza, mu Gisope, please feel free.
Thank you so much for the great presentation. My name is Darius from Equity. I would like to ask if there is any specific value chain targeted, or you can take over the agriculture as a whole. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. How shall we say? To be honest, we will not have any specific value chain that we target, but we target all value chains. Nevertheless, if a bank, for example, or any FSP we work with has a specific value chain that they target, we'll support them. But us particularly will not dictate to you to choose any value chains that you don't think is profitable to you. Thanks so much. Anything can I do, or?
All right, another question?
Thank you very much for inviting us. I'm Jean-Marie. I have two questions. The first one, what will be the requirement for selection for beneficiaries? As you see, we have a limited number of farmers for those districts that will be the beneficiary of the project. But I'm asking the requirement to select those who will be the beneficiary of this project. The second, for the loan, what that will be provided by financial providers that will disperse that money as loan. So what will be the interest rate for those farmers? As you see, there will be smallholder farmers, but we want to know what will be the interest rate, the guidelines or requirements just for those farmers. It will be asked for collateral and so on, as you said. So if it will be the long list for getting that loan, it will be a problem for those smallholder farmers. We want to see first interest rate and the requirement for getting that loan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ikwo. Yeah. Of course, I could probably continue in English. We did not have any specific requirement to choose the beneficiaries. However, okay, yes.
Yeah.
I will do translate a bit, yes. We did not have actually any specific requirements to select the beneficiaries. However, we were actually led by the research, academic research that was conducted by the University of Glasgow, and of course also the experience we have got in Rwanda for over a decade. So that experience, and of course also the publications by different bodies, including, for example, the World Bank, the National Statistics Bureau in Rwanda, that says, or that say that the southern province and probably also the western province are the most vulnerable in terms of, for example, poverty. Gisagara, probably correct me if I'm wrong, Gisagara has been somehow rated as the poorest district some time back, but I think now it's improving. So those actually were the things, or the criteria that also made us select this, at least the geographical area. So the most vulnerable elements in a society are always farmers, at least smallholder farmers, women, people living with disabilities. That by default was also one of the fundamental criteria for us to select who will be the beneficiaries. Then, of course, we had to make sure that we're doing this in synergy with the whole economic system or market development system in the country. That means we had to work with the financial institutions. Financial institutions, Rachel has said before, those four are the institutions that also meet our mission, our requirement, which is the outreach to the smallholder farmers. Once again, you correct me if I'm wrong. These FSPs, we chose Urwego, Nkunga Finance, Equity, Ejo Heza, they're actually very, very much deep into the farmer and rural setup. We know that, and you all know that. You all know that, especially you mayors. Yes. So those actually were the criteria that made us select the beneficiaries, and also geographically, but also the people themselves, but also even the partners in this context. So mu magambo make mu Kinyarwanda, nta kintu na kimwe twagendeho cyihari cyatumye dufata umwanzuro wo gukorana n'abafatanyabikorwa cyangwa guhitamo abantu tuzakorana bakubenefisiya kuri uyu mushinga, uretse experience dufite mu gihugu, uretse ubushakashatsi bwakozwe ku rwego rw'ubuhanga, amashuri academy. Hari university muri Ecos Glasgow yadufashe kugira ngo tumenye neza amakuru, gufata of course ibyemezo byihariye. Ariko nanone twebwe turabizi neza, namwe murabizi banyakubahwa, yuko uturere dukenye cyane turi mu majyepfo. Natanze urugero rwa Gisagara, uretse ko ngubu biri gutera imbere kurushaho, birumvikana. Ariko kana none hari n'abantu tugomba gukorana nabo amabanki, Urwego, Equity, Krekame, Ejo Heza, Inkunga. Ayo mabanki yose ari mu buhinzi, kandi cyane yita ku bakene cyane. Abo kana mwa ko dutagetinga mari magambo duhuje misiyo. Ntagire ikosa rikorwa, turacyakora uburyo dushaka ngo twagure imikoranire nabo dukora nabo ani mabanki. Amabanki no tuzashaka ibyo dukora nayo, probablement même no kugira ku masako. Ngira ngo muri make nyiraje kubivuga muri makeya. Murakoze cyane, merci beaucoup. Second one, kubyerekeranye na taux d'intérêt. Second one, regarding the interest rate. Interest rate ni ikintu gikomeye cyane, unetoma. Murajye mubabura kungunda nagiye muri academy, niyo mpamvu ngira mpagaze mwe sinavuga neza ubusanzwe. So taux d'intérêt ni ikintu kiri complexe cyane, kuko ko bayishyiraho ishingiye kubyerekeranye n'ukuntu iyo nguzanyo ubwawe bayifashe ihenze. Cyo ni ikintu cya mbere. Cya kabiri, cyangwa ihendutse. Cya kabiri, ukuntu kuyishyira mu bikorwa bihenze cyangwa bihendutse. Icya gatatu, risque ishobora kuba irimo eventuel. Icya kane, fondamental nanone kijyanye na inflation. Ibyo rero birakomeye kugira ngo twebwe tuvuge ngo tuzadigita taux d'intérêt cyangwa se twabona amafaranga haje kugira ngo dufashe gukemura ibibazo. Ariko kandi iyo taux d'intérêt ibigo bimwe na bimwe bifata umwanzuro wo kwigabanya tukaye n'ukuntu tubifasha, kumfata umwanzuro bikavuga ngo turi kungukira ahangaha. Heza yari ifite taux d'intérêt ya 24% ku bahinzi batoye, iramanuka igera kuri 18% ku bahinzi batoye. Kubera iki? Kubera ko twazanye uburyo butandukanye. Hari birumvikana guarantee fund, fodo guarantee twabafashe kubona, ariko nanone sina fodo guarantee gusa, no kubazanira abafatanya bikorwa nk'aba icyo bita FSA abafasha myumvire mu buhinzi. Abafasha myumvire byatuma Krekame Ejo zivuga ngo twebwe tuza kapitaliza kuri economie d'échelle, no tugabanye taux d'intérêt. Barabikoze, bavuye kuvungu bavuye ku 66 by'abakiriya bageze hafi ku 100. Bakubye kabiri portefeuille yabo muri rusange. Of course n'inyungu zarazamutse. Twazo tugana no na Krekame na minu n'urwego finance, no bari kubikora, bari kubitekereza, ndetse ko bazageza kuri icyo bita single digit. Tufitanye gahunda yo gukomeza dukorana cyane na Equity. Hari uburyo bwinshi nanone tuzakorana nabo mechanism zitandukanye kugira ngo nabwo taux d'intérêt dufashe kwimanura maze benefice yakubahinzi. Sizi ko nkenera nabwo gutraduiza mu cyongereza. Do I need to translate in English, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much. I said that fundamentally, yes, fundamentally we cannot dictate the interest rate to any FSPs work with, because the interest rate aspect is a very complex issue, because it's also dictated by a number of factors. For example, the cost of loan or the cost of financing itself. Inflation, the cost of administration or implementation of that. But also, of course, they need the profitability and other things. So for us, we cannot really dictate to any FSP any interest rate because we don't even have the enough means to do that. Nevertheless, we can work with either of these 4 financial institutions, work with even others that as we expand, to think, to develop products that can help. And of course, the FSP leverages on what they think is beneficial to them. For example, I gave you the example of Kekame Joheza. When we start working with them, they were actually at 24% interest rate. But because they saw that the scheme, for example, this structure of FSA was very beneficial to help them also leverage the economies of scale, they reduced the interest rate from 24% to 18%, which also helped them actually increase their portfolio in terms of numbers of farmers, for example, from 66,000 to almost 100, or even 100, even more than that now. But also the portfolio which doubled, of course also the profits, which is quite tremendous. We've been discussing with different, other financial institutions work with, including, for example, equity. There are also some schemes that we can use. We've got mechanisms of, for example, guarantee fund, possibility of cash collateral, on which if they think can also be beneficial to a certain extent, that will help them also reduce the interest rate, but at least facilitate farmers to have a quicker, but also more beneficial access to finance.
Murakoze, ndumva atari ikibazo ahubwo nagira ngo nsubize nunganire Placide ku byavuze Shema, abenshi bazi Shema. So ku bijyanye na requirement mwari mubajije bitandukana bijyanye n'imikorere y'ibigo by'imari, kuko imikorere y'inkunga usanga ijana ku ijana n'iy'urwego, ariko icyo Opportunity International bagendeyeho ni ukureba mission, ikigo kigamije iki, icyerekezo cy'ikigo ni ikihe, abo bakorana n'abahe, target client cyangwa target market. So abo twifuza gukorana nabo ni bandi. Niyo mpamvu mubo bakorana nabo ari ibigo by'imari n'ubundi bisanzwe bikorana n'abahinzi, cyane cyane abahinzi baciriritse bafite imbogamizi zitandukanye mu buryo bwo kugezwaho imari. Noneho ku bijyanye na requirement, niyo mpamvu ntajya muri details, kubera ko ugiye muri requirement murabizi mwese mukorana n'ibigo by'imari, aho wajya hamwe ugiye handi ushobora kubona harimo itandukanyirizo, ariko icyo twese tuzirikana ni ukumenya ngo ni bande bahabwa izi serivisi, icyo bakeneye ni iki, bagikeneye mu buhe buryo, bashoboye iki. Ikindi navugaga ni ku bijyanye, ngira ngo mwari mubajije no ku bijyanye n'inyungu nabyo ni nk'ibyo, ariko nagira ngo mbabwire ngo inyungu tuzibara mu mafaranga, ariko hari izindi nyungu abahinzi bakeneye zitari amafaranga. Niyo mpamvu mu byo basobanuye abambanjirije bavuze nko ku bintu bijyanye n'amahugurwa, dutanga amahugurwa mu buryo bwo gukoresha imari, tugatanga amahugurwa mu buryo bw'ubuhinzi bw'umwuga, hanyuma tugatanga n'amahugurwa mu buryo bwo gukoresha ikoranabuhanga, kuko aho igihugu kigana, aho isi igana, ibijyanye n'ikoranabuhanga ntitwabisiga inyuma igihe dushaka guteza umuhinzi imbere. Murakoze.
Mumukomere ayandi mashi please.
Murakoze cyane. My name is Blaise Mashavu from Bridge to Rwanda. Thank you for the great presentation and thank you for inviting us. I have just one question. You talk about the trainings for local scale farmers. I would like to know when and how do you put the financial literacy? Because you can provide finance to small scale farmers, but if they are not well, I guess, equipped for working and using the money, at the end, it will go back to the same scenario. So I would like to hear more about that.
Thank you very much. I'll give the answer in English. My colleague Shema will give the Kenya version. So our training delivery strategy is to use what we call farmer support agents. These are local community members who are selected by stakeholders in each of the target areas. And those farmer support agents, we have some of them with us today, are responsible for identifying groups who would like to participate in this project, who have an interest in receiving capacity building training and access to financial services. So the way we deliver the training is that we intensively train those agents. We have, as it stands, 4 generic curriculum. One is group dynamics, which includes informal savings methodology. We have financial literacy and bank products, where we cover all of those topics around financial literacy, as well as the products, the specific details around interest rates, etc., that each bank partner is offering. We have another training curriculum on family, business, and entrepreneurship, focusing on fostering alternative income generating activities. And then there's a curriculum on regenerative agriculture and good agricultural practices, depending on the value chains that are being taught. The way we do those trainings is to intensively train these agents, who then go out and meet with these groups on a regular basis, and they're provided with training materials that they then convey to those groups. Wherever possible, we try and use digital training. We do a lot of work in developing those. And for the regen ag side, there's a lot of demonstration plots, because that has to be done practically. Thank you.
So do I need to do any Kinyarwanda version translation? Murakoze cyane. Usanzwe nkuko yabivuze, financial literacy ni uburyo butatu cyangwa se bune. Mbena n'ubwo dukora yacu ni uburyo butatu cyangwa bune. Cyambere nukureba abahinzi guteza imbere ubuhinzi bwabo mu buryo bwiza bushoboka. Mani magambo kugira ngo bazamure productivity. Cyo cyambere bagire ku mafaranga. Cya kabiri nkuko bivuze nyakubahwa Blaise ni education financière. Cya gatatu ni uburyo bujyanye na agenda magambo make n'ubwo. Ariko kandi dufite ikintu cy'innovative kiri fondamental nkuko nabivuze natazugiye kuri Krekamejo heza hano, nuko ubusanzwe abahinzi bacu tugura bose muri FSAs dukora ku buryo bose bagomba kuba bari gukora n'amabanki, cyangwa se tukabegeranya tugahuza n'amabanki. Iyo kintu cyambere kiri imbere kuvuga ngo niba twisha financial literacy ni gute badashobora bitakomeza ari cercle vicieux bagora bahugurwa ariko batera imbere. Tubahuza n'amabanki, noneho ayo mabanki yo akabaha inguzanyo, of course amaze kureba ko mu kuvukuri ko bikwiye, noneho bigatuma noneho bava muri wa buvuga ngo duhugurwa ariko bavuga ngo turugurwa biduteza imbere. Mu magambo make nibyo ngira ngo nyakwaruke yavuze, of course nibyo nongereho ngira ngo urasobanutse neza, kereka niba hari ikindi kibazo. Murakoze.
Right now we want to hear from 2 speakers, and they're going to be giving us their brief stories, just very brief, on their personal experiences, but also working with this particular Opportunity International and the program that is just coming in this particular period. So allow me to bring in Makias Dosabum Remyi from Ejo Heza. Let's appreciate him as he comes to speak to us. Can we accompany him with more mashit, please?
Yeah. Morning again. My name is Merkias Dusaumuremyi. I am Managing Director of Krekame Joheza PRC. Krekame Joheza is a farmer-based microfinance institution that is based in the Southern Province and in the Kigali city. We work with farmers. I am going to focus on what we have done with Opportunity International. We are with Opportunity International since 2021. Since 2021, we have done a couple of things that is in the capacity building. They facilitate us to establish a agri-finance department within our institution. We have been facilitated to network with other regional stakeholders, and we have benefit from Opportunity International on the guarantee facility, and we have also been experienced in generative agriculture, but also we have benefited from this farmer support agents, where we have actually 160 farmer support agents in our coverage zone. We have also a digital a project of digitalization with Opportunity International. If I come back to the capacity building, our staff benefited from Opportunity International to be equipped on knowledge on the agriculture products, but also on the agri-loan management. As I said, Opportunity International help us to put in place an agri department where we have an agri loan manager, which help us to help us in the guidance on the agri portfolio management, in the agri loan risk analysis, in the agriculture loan product review, and so on. But as I said, Krekame Joheza is facilitated to network with other stakeholders in the region by an annual summit organized by Opportunity International every year, where we participate and we meet other stakeholders and we exchange on the practice in the agri-loan. As I said also, we benefited on the guarantee facility, where Opportunity International have a guarantee to the group loans. It means when a group loan gets a loan and default, we try to ask them to recover the loan, and when it is impossible to repay the loan, Opportunity International contribute to the risk the loan by 20% of the remaining amount. On regenerative agriculture, we have experienced the regenerative agriculture, where we compared the regenerative and the conventional agriculture methods. And when we come to the farmer support agent, we have, as I said, 160 farmer support agents on our 6 branches. These FSAs help us to mobilize and sensitize smallholder farmers to Krekamejuheza financial products, but also they train the group members on the financial literacy, on the group dynamic, on the agriculture practices, and so on. With this FSA, these FSAs, Krekamejuheza grow his deposit. Since November 2021, Krekamejuheza released an increase of 68% in client deposit, but also an increase of 65% on loan portfolio. That's why, as Shema said, we took a decision to reduce the interest rate on our loans to the farmers from 24%, but decreasing, to 18% decreasing. We take this occasion to thank Opportunity International for his unconditional support to Krekamejuheza to achieve its mission of contributing to the poverty eradication in Rwanda through using profitable financial and non-financial service, especially to the farmers, women, and youth. So we are also ready to participate to this new project, Joy, and we hope that we will gain as Krekamejuheza, but also our farmers will gain a lot to this project. Thank you.
Dumwe mu bahinzi bakorana na Krekamejuheza ubufatanye bwa Opportunity International mu biteje imbere binyuze mu matsinda. Niteje imbere twatangiye itsinda 2015 kwizigama amafaranga makeya, amafaranga 200 buri cyumweru. Tutangira turi abanyamuryango 25, harimo abagabo 6 n'ababyeyi 21. Tukaya twizigama buri cyumweru, ariko tutazi banke, tutazi uburyo amafaranga akoreshwa, tutazi uburyo bayabika. Twarizigamaga umubyeyi wagira ikibazo mu rugo rwe tukayamuguriza, akajya gukemura ibibazo akagarura mu kwezi. Ubundi tukarasa ku ntego, umwaka urangiye baba batayagujije n'ukuyajyana tukashyira munsi y'igitanda, munsi ya matora turyamye. Ntabwo twari tuzi banki. 2022 rero ku bufatanye bwa Krekamejuheza ku bufatanyije na Opportunity International batugejejeho mukangurambaga, araza atugira inama mu itsinda, tubasha kumenya Krekamejuheza uburyo iteza imbere abahinzi, ikabaha inguzanyo bakizigama bakiteza imbere. Twaje kuyigana, turabitsa, turizigama, twaya tujya kubitsa kuri Krekamejuheza, twaka inguzanyo ya 1.5 miliyoni. Turaza abanyamuryango twese twiteza imbere, tuguramo amatungo y'ingurube, turazorora, zirabwagura. Ubu turizigama neza nta kibazo mu itsinda. Twavuye ku mafaranga 200 ubu tugeze ku 3,000 bya buri cyumweru. Kandi twamenye uburyo bwo gufumbira imirima yacu. Ubu nta mubyeyi utarya imboga, nta mubyeyi ushobora kugaburira umwana w'ibiryo bitarimo imboga. Turanahinga tugasagurira isoko rya Muhanga. ikindi icyifuzo no mu mbogamizi twagiye duhura nazo mu mahugurwa nuko mu mahugurwa opportunity yatwitekerejeho iduha amahugurwa ariko nta gitekerezo cya ikaramu cyangwa ikayi biboneka mu mahugurwa cyangwa amazi twakwifashisha mu gihe turi guhugurwa. Izo ni imbogamizi twahuye nazo. Mu byifuzo rero twakenera nk'itsinda nko mu matsinda n'abahinzi kugira ngo twiteze imbere nuko dukeneye ikoranabuhanga mu matsinda ngo dutere imbere. Tujye dukoresha ikoranabuhanga mu bikoresho by'amatsinda. Ikindi dukeneye amahugurwa y'urugendo shuri kugira ngo twiteze imbere binyuze mu mahugurwa. Nkaba rero nkashimira Kerekame Ejo Heza yadutekerejeho ifatanyije na Opportunity International.
Nangwe. Give hand claps for imitating his voice. That is very important. I want to recognize the presence of Opportunity International here that has organized this important event. JSA offices, agents, DOA, present here. I have learned that we have in our midst vice mayors from different districts that are partners with this project. I want to recognize your presence too. I want also to recognize the presence of our members, MFIs, and circles, if any, in our midst. I also want to recognize different development partners that have been invited to be with us today, as well as the most target group, our farmers. Good morning, and thank you for coming. I am delighted today to attend this important day, the inauguration of the project, as you see it here, Inclusive Finance for Agricultural Value Chains in Rwanda. A project that aims to improve inclusive finance for agricultural value chains in Rwanda. First and foremost, I want to thank the organizers of this important day that is going to go down to the books of history in as far as improving the lives of farmers is concerned. But also not forgetting the participants, as earlier mentioned, that are here with us and are going to go back, telling fellow farmers that remained home what they have seen here and what is going to happen in the next 3 years. It is worth appreciating your time and efforts to design and start this very important project that will support financial service providers, our members, to provide access to finance to farmers and MSMEs that are in different districts, as earlier mentioned. It is also a privilege to talk and share different insights with you about these 4 important concepts that we all need to master if we have to contribute to changing the lives, especially the lives of the farmers. Where such a project is going to contribute greatly in financial inclusion, in brackets, accelerating and promoting access to finance, usage, quality, and uptake of financial services in Rwanda. Before I take any step further, for the interest of partners who are here, to briefly tell you about a meal and why probably Opportunity International has been reaching out to partner with us. The Association of Microfinance Institutions in Rwanda is an umbrella organization that represents different financial service providers in Rwanda. And we have two categories mainly, the financial service providers, MFIs, limited companies, and SACCOs. And under SACCOs, we have two categories. The Umrenge SACCO that you will not find in any country all over, and then the non-Umrenge SACCO. So we represent a total of 454 institutions. Our mandate is very simple and clear. We look at advocacy because we believe that no single institution or MFI or SACCO can go to the offices of regulators or policymakers or development partners to voice out the issues they are facing. So our mandate number one is to ensure we advocate and design strategies to address the issues affecting microfinance sector. Number two is what we call institutional strengthening. That involves training, technical assistance coaching, as well as designing training materials that are tailored to the capacity gaps that we already identified in the sector. Number three is what we call research and information sharing. In this area, we conduct survey, assessments, and research, and then we share findings with development partners, the government of Rwanda, policymakers, and regulators to take informed decisions. Number four is what we call sector coordination. So we try our level best to identify and map development partners, and then we link them with our members so they can intervene in the areas that require support. Lastly, we do what we call learning events. We organize learning events that include workshops and conferences where we attract different practitioners from all over the world, and then they mix or mingle with our members in our country. And in this year, I want to announce that before probably I go further, that one of those events is next month, the one that is called the SACA Regional Forum that is going to be here from the 2nd to the 6th, as well as Microfinance Technology Summit that is going to be here in May, where we attract different fintechs to come and showcase what they do. Therefore, we all agree that farmers need to have access to finance that will enable them to buy or lease new equipment, improved seeds, and fertilizers that will improve or increase production. As you all know, 70% of the world's poor people lack access to services. And in this moment, we talk about access such as credit, savings, and money transfers, which are essential for initiating and running micro or small enterprises. This is specifically true for the 900 million extremely poor people who live in rural areas of developing communities. I'm so happy to hear that one of the components of this project is digitization. Because it is through digitalization, designing digital financial products that will enable farmers access service real-time and seamless. So you have the support from Amir in as far as implementing that product is concerned. We all know, or to those that have conducted research, that World Global Index, the latest research, 1.7 million adults globally are financially excluded. These numbers are going to help us to inform our decisions and interventions. Living without formal credit and savings, whereas in both developing and developed economies, microfinance offers an alternative solution in addressing those gaps. I will not go into details of the issues that probably we face. I will go direct to what we believe can create a change We certainly believe, as the sector, that microfinance and banks contribute to the attainment of sustainable development goals designed by the United Nations as a call to action to end poverty by 2030, while protecting the planet and have significant role in bridging the gap between formal financial institutions and rural poverty households. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some few statistics here that will help us for the next 3 years of implementing this project. Rwandans serve as tangible examples for the positive impact of financial service providers in the socio-economic development of this country in all economic sectors. According to the Finiscope survey, to those, if we want to implement clearly in our country, you need to have such documents. And the latest Finiscope survey is 2020. We are working on the one for the next 4 years this year. Financial inclusion in Rwanda is at 93% of the Rwandan population. Talking to the microfinance sector, there are 460 institutions that we have in our country that if you want to reach out as a development partner, you should be targeting such a number to help, that include MFIs, microfinance banks, and SACCOs, as earlier mentioned. Microfinance sector that we represent as a meal serves 5.7 million clients. That is around 43% of the Rwandan population. Wow. Whenever I talk about this number, and I believe there is an association and members that contribute to this, I just feel happy, and I can work. Thank you so much for that. 5.7 million, and you know the adult population, the number that we have, around 7 to 8 million. And then we have 43%. So that is a big contribution to all our members who are there, who are here, and those who are outside here. Yeah, so the females represent 43.2% and males represent 48%. I can share this presentation after. As of September, now I'm coming to now agriculture. As of September 2023, the microfinance institutions disbursed loans equivalent to 416 billion Rwandan francs, where the agriculture, livestock, and fishing covers 12.3%. So we are looking at the contribution of this project increasing this percentage in agriculture. Therefore, as I conclude, the strategic location of MFIs being near the population is very important, but we should be looking at improving and accelerating technology to reach out to our members. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, when we leave this place, this launch, this event, let us commit to the following points. Keep innovating and ensure that we meet more efficiently the most pressing needs by bridging the gap in terms of technology innovations. Secondly, continue exchanging best practices to unlock greater impact, drive financial inclusion amongst previously excluded communities, and lastly, apply smart economies, make finance work for all, especially women, youth, and people with disability. I want to conclude by thanking everyone that attended this event and to assure Opportunity International and GOA that as we have always worked together, AMIR is more than committed to supporting and contributing to the implementation of this project and more other projects with an aim of eradicating poverty and including women, youth, and people with disability. I thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to present. Thank you.